We are live.
All
The show
right.
is live.
Can you guys hear me right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Lawrence, can you get me?
Lawrence?
I'm
Hannah, can
getting
you
you
get
loud
me?
and clear. Loud and clear.
Okay. All right, all right. Okay, we want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of us uh, to have made it for the show. And we also await our colleague to join us in the process. And we also say a very big thank you to those of our viewers that are joining us for the show. And I believe it's going to be interactive. It's going to be, quite enhancing when it comes to sharing knowledge about our topic. So this uh, Saturday, we are talking about drug abuse. We are looking at the effects and also the prevention. So I have with me two colleagues who will join, the other guy will join us later. So my name is Eric Gelly, bringing you this show, and I would also like for my colleagues to introduce themselves. So we get to you, Lawrence. Anna, are you there? Lawrence.
Yeah. Hello?
Lawrence, your background is very noisy. Yes, Hannah, go ahead.
Are you getting me now?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Okay, I'm Hannah UD, a volunteer of the Liberia Session in Gender-Based Violence Awareness Movement. I'm so glad to be on the show, and I thank the host for allowing me in. So today going to be a good day. We are going to speak on a wide topic today, a very broad topic called drugs abuse. So I'm glad to be part of the discussion today.
All right. All right. So we want to say thank you for joining us for the show. And we believe that you have so much to say to our audience and to help the young people of Liberia and whosoever that may be joining us that may have interest in the fight against drugs, as we can see how it is being proliferated in our society, especially Liberia. Nowadays, we are hearing the names of all kinds of drugs. So we see most of the young people are the victim, and we see how they behave on the street. We see how they treat them. So I believe this topic is going to be very interesting for our discussion. So I want to say you are welcome to the Liberia Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Awareness Movement. This is a movement that is all about making sure that we bring the change that we need to have a peaceful society, to have a society where everyone is equal, everyone has the opportunity to express themselves, everyone has the right, everyone should be treated equally. Taking into consideration all of the rights that they owe and they should be accorded. So we take this day to discuss drug abuse, and I believe we are going to do justice to this discussion. So Lawrence,
Thank you very much. My name is Lawrence P. Boma, and I am a member of the Liberia Sexual Gender-Based Violence Movement. And I want to say thank you to our audience who are following. We are very glad that you guys are joining us to this all important discussion. Today we are basically looking at drugs because in our society we have seen and we have understood that a lot of young people have been attached in a sense that they cannot live or do without drugs. So basically, for me, as it relates to the definition of drugs, Any substance other than food that is used to prevent, diagnose, treat, or relieve symptoms of disease or a normal condition. So I refer that to as drugs because any substance other than food, once you take in it and then you have complication within your health, that substance which means is not properly good or okay for that your body. So with that, I see that as a clear definition of drugs.
Okay, I think Abbott is listening. Abbott, can you hear us?
Yeah. Thank you again. Let me say, again, I'm grateful to be on this all important discussion. Let me, for those who are listening, let me say you are welcome to listening to this important discussion. So I'm Albert O'Brien's Willett, a member of the Liberia Section Gender-Based Violence Awareness Movement. As we have been discussing prior to today, we have been speaking on injustices, domestic violence, human rights abuses, and what have you. So today, specifically, we'll be looking at drugs abuse, which has become an emergency issue in our country, Liberia, has been declared by our president. I don't know from when you are witnessing the podcast, perhaps you might be from Guinea, but George cannot be free from Guinea. You might be from Ghana witnessing the podcast, but George cannot be free. But in my country, it has become an emergency concern. But now, why is it that people make drugs to be an emergency concern when just from a pragmatic standpoint, it has some level of definitions that many people must see to be helpful, but in other senses, an attempt to go at the extreme in excessively intake of that particular drugs, it leads to drugs abuse. So, but what is the pragmatic definitions of drugs, as our brother Lawrence just made clearly? So we can say that it is a substance that can change the mental or physical state. A substance that can change the mental or physical state of the body, provided that the users, consistent taking. So drugs can be categorized based upon, the effect on the users. It can be categorized based upon, oh, my phone is.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Abbott. So, Herna, we get to you. So, what do you have to say to us about drug? We hear you are a nurse, and I believe you have treated some of your patients, and I believe you use drug. Is it the drug that our brothers are taking? They are knocking their heads on all of on the, let's say on the light pool. They are walking like they are zoomies. I mean, what do you have to say about that?
Okay. Thank you, Eric. Yes, we talk about drugs abuse. We're talking about using drugs is when you use the drugs like for a different purpose than intended for your health or in excessive amounts. It can involve illegal drugs as well as medicine. When a person uses the drugs over and over again in ways that hurt their health, so then they are abusing drugs. That is drug abuse.
Well, a patient may likely come to you as a nurse, and you will treat them with a particular medicine, and at the end of the day, they go back, and maybe they feel that that medicine helped them at a certain point in time, so they will just be taking it, even if they are not sick, they are just taking it. Can we consider that to be abuse?
Yeah, they are abusing drugs because they are taking it to feel to get to change their mood or to feel better. So that they're not taking it for any health reason. They may
All
be
right.
abusing drugs. Mhm.
So you are talking about drug. I mean, let's say illegal drug or illicit drug. Let's say. So what is it in the same category with the one that is given in the hospital, or is it the same? Because we see some of these guys, they are taking in cocaine, marijuana. Let's say marijuana. Some of the, I mean, the latest kush or zombies. I mean, are these drugs actually in the hospital where you work, or can we find them in the hospital?
Yeah, like for the opinion, the cocaine, they have some component of it in tablets, and but it is good to take it for the right purpose.
Okay.
Yes, it is good for the right purpose. And you see some people, they know how they can feel when they take it. Some of them, they say it can make them to sleep and things. So they go to a doctor to prescribe it for them and get it for them. They are not taking it for health purpose, but just because when they take it, they will get in a mood, inside the mood that they wish at that time. So they may take it. They may take it excessively.
All right. So, Lawrence, are you there? About? All right. So, basically, what we are trying to say is that if I mean, drug is not bad for I mean, that's if it is being used for the intended purpose, because
Yeah.
you can be sick and then you take a drug, right? A doctor can what prescribe a drug to you when you are sick, and you take it also for your mental and physical state of being, like our colleague said. But when you take it for the wrong purpose, then we call that drug abuse, because you are taking it for instance, you want to let's say you are shy. You are a shy person, you don't like talking when you are among friends, you don't like talking and you are not active. So you just want to take something at the end of the day to be happy among your friends, to take away the shame face or the shyness. Because most time in Liberia, they say if you are among your friends and they are doing something and you are just sitting there looking at them, they will call you all kinds of things. They say you are not OP. So at the end of the day, you may either want to take in, a secret, or you want to take in something to make you happy or to make you be active among your friends. So that, I think that's where we are dropped. We are getting our point, because if it is only meant to make you to do certain thing when it is not being prescribed by a doctor or a health practitioner, then it becomes a drug abuse. Because for instance, let's say there was a case where the 16-year-old went for a party and they were having this particular dance, and then he wasn't really active at that time, because his friends were taking in some high drink or high alcohol. At the end of the day, he went to take his, I mean, after he had taken the drink, he became active, not knowing that something else was going to happen. So he and his friend got into fight, and it began, I mean, it ended up very bad. Only to realize after everything was okay with him, he came to himself and became normal. He started regretting something. So to most of the young people, if you are not active, if you are not somebody that is open, you don't have to force yourself to be open. Nobody should tell you be open, but don't act like belle. Yeah, because these are some of the words they use on us. If you can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't take in some of those things they are taking, they say you are belle. So if you don't want to be belle now, you want to take some of these things so you can be like open person, then we consider that as a drug abuse, because you are not to take it, especially if it is not being given to you by a doctor, but you want to take it for the wrong purpose, then it is drug abuse. So this evening, I think we have made some contribution on that. What is drug abuse? Is when you use drug that is not meant for the health purpose, or that is meant to either overdo the healing, or to take it in a way that you just want to feel like taking it. You want to feel like taking it, then it becomes just abuse. And this is the problem we have with our young people in Liberia. Some of them want to drink. Imagine you go to clubs. There was this guy in some second. The guy said they have this competition, and after they went for the party, they were doing drinking competition. And there is this liquor called spirit. So they had 10 bottles, and if you drink 10 bottles, then you will be the champion. So let's say the 20-year-old guy went and then drank 10 bottles of spirit. Imagine that. Imagine. Some of his friends took in at least a tape of it. It did not really affected them. It did not affect them the way it happened to him. For him, 10 bottles. Come to tell me, if you take in 10 bottles of spirit, what will happen to your body? What do you think will happen? Because spirit is a very strong liquor, and you are taking 10 bottles. That means you are calling death upon yourself. So, young people, I think it is not about you being open. It is not about you being open pro, or people calling you pro, or you are bele. If you are taking something in your body and the doctor has not said anything about your body, how you should take it, I think you should not take it more than what your body needs. Because if you do that, you'll be harming the body also, and that will be just abuse.
Yes, definitely. So just to emphasize on that, some of these drugs that are being prescribed by medical practitioners, for instance, like the tramadol, still to be corrected. I think the tramadol is something that really withstand pain. You take it for pain purposes. So most often you see young people going and getting tramadol and using it to overdose themselves. So with that, it got an effect on you, because from the prescription, maybe they say take one, and then because you know that how strong that pill is, the person will go and get tramadol, take it. For the whole thing started from taking tramadol. The whole drugs issue like, where we are right now, it started from people going and getting tramadol. For we used to hear say, oh, tramadol, until we
Mhm.
have reached to this stage. So I think when it started, there were no, there were no education from health practitioner that, oh, this tramadol is for this purpose and this purpose. So people were just going, young people found pleasure in it. They were just going to pharmacies and getting them without any check or other stuff. People were just going to pharmacy and buy pills. So I think it all started from the tramadol. We have our young people who were going getting tramadol and taking it. We saw it like that, and we didn't stand. Now here we are. Almost 98% of of our population, the young people, are victims of drugs today. So I think from that point wherein there are drugs that medical practitioners prescribe to people to get and take. But if you go and get them and purchase it and take it over plus, you are overdosing yourself, and that is wrong.
All right. So thank you so much, Lawrence and Hannah. Thank you so much, because Hannah works. Hannah is let's say medical practitioner, and also let's say a nurse by profession. So she was able to give insight that some of these drugs are good as it is being prescribed by doctors or health practitioners, except that maybe you are buying it to to do it the other way. So if you are doing that, then you are causing more harm. That is drug abuse. Now we have this thing called addiction. We have drug abuse and we have addiction. Now let's talk about addiction, Lawrence. What do we have to say about that?
Uh,
Yeah.
Yes, Anna, you can come in.
Yeah. Addiction is some of the problems associated with drugs abuse.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is a regular use of drugs can also lead to drugs addiction or substance abuse disorder.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So the addiction is not being able to control or stop using substance or doing a behavior, even though it is causing harm. It can have a
Okay.
negative impact on your life and those around you may have a drug addiction. If you continue to use to abuse drugs, it can affect you.
so, so my own point as it relates to addiction, the fact of condition of being addicted to a particular substance.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, if a person who who smoke and then they can do without smoking, they become addicted to smoking. So, for that standpoint, it's a fact and it's a condition that is being attached to a particular substance. That person cannot do without without that substance. So they have been addicted to it. So there's a process for one to get away. And that's the place where you are catching hard time with most of these young guys. Getting into it for the initial stage is feels like a pleasure doing it for the initial stage. So bit by bit, there are steps. Bit by bit, maybe a person who just get into smoking activity or taking in drugs. Maybe you go the first time you take in drugs, you see the reaction, okay,
Right.
and you downplay it, you overlook it. You feel it is something that is well for you, and then you go again, you take it. There are stages when it reach it become addicted to you. You cannot do without it, and that's where now we have to we are catching hard time because with that level, there's nothing you will tell the person say, oh my man, smoking, taking drugs is not good. They see us like they listen to you like you're making fun, but
Mhm.
because they have reached that peak and they cannot do without it. So it's a process, step by step, to get them out. So once a person becomes addicted to something, it's like for life. You cannot do without it. It cannot do without you. So that's my own standpoint.
Yes, seriously, because this is a clear evidence and a fact that when we see our young brothers on the street or sisters on the street, they are so bad up. I mean, you look at them when you even want to tell them something, they are not even going to listen to you. In fact, they will come and beg you for money. They are hungry. I mean, after you give them the money, at the end of the day, they're going to buy drugs. So that, I mean, addiction, if there's any young person maybe listening to us, we are not saying if you take in drugs then it means you are addicted to drugs, no. But the fact that you have been taking it and you have gotten used to certain type of drug, and that is affecting you mentally, physically, morally, or spiritually. At the end of the day, you cannot do with that, then it becomes addiction. So addiction is, like my colleagues have said, it is where you have reached now, you cannot do with it, you cannot do away with it. Every day you want to take it, every day you want to take it. And the more you want to take it, the more demands you will have on yourself. That is, you will need money to buy it. And you will not be working to get that kind of money to buy it. So at the end, you will either want to go and jack somebody's phone and go and sell it, or you want to enter in somebody's house and get something to go and sell it and buy. If you don't have that kind of money, when you reach to the stage of addiction, then we now began calling you the normal name we call some of these brother or sister like Zogo, or these are the names we start to call you, because you have reached a point where you don't have the money to take care of yourself. You don't even have the money to go and buy the thing you are addicted to. And then you are in your own strength or in your own weakness, you are making sure that you continue the process, And drug is expensive. Drug is expensive, very expensive. Let's say you are coming from a poor background. Maybe you had a little money, you use that, at the end of the day, you got addicted to it, and then the money has finished. Maybe your family have gotten to know that you are into drug and they are abandon you. Then you will not start to struggle on your own, because if you don't take it, it has effect on your body. You will not feel okay, you will not feel satisfied, you will feel that something is missing, out of your body. Then you will not try to struggle on your own. Go and bust, let's say, burgle around people's house, jack cell phone, anything your hand can lay on, you sell it, and at the end of the day, to go and buy drug, to go and support your habit, as we normally call it in Liberia. So we are not saying if you take in drug, it means you are a drug addict. But the fact that you have reached now where you cannot do away with it. Maybe somebody is just introducing you to it. If somebody is talking to you about it, it is hard time you get to listen for those of us that are just getting into it. Because like I said, some of these things, most time, some of us who may not really be in those kind of habits, if we go for party, we go for a show, we go for those kind of things, our friends may like to say, you buy your belly. Yeah, your friend is drinking, your friend is smoking, and at the end of the day, you are just sitting down like belly. So they say you are belly. But I think it is good, it is better to be belly than to be than to be a drug addict. Yeah,
to
it
be
is
that,
good. It's good to be belly than to be working on the street like zombie, no, but everybody, let's say society has already abandoned you. Yeah. If you can drink, you can drink. If you can take in something, you can take it. Don't say I'm shy, I just want to. I can hear people saying, for me, I can only take in alcohol oil to make me active. I can only take in this to make me active. I can only do this to make me active. If something that will make you active at the end of the day will come back haunting you, just know that it is not good for your health, no matter what. Just meeting your shyness and meeting your health and your relationship with your family and society, then you won't be open where nobody want to come and see what is inside of you. So come to think of it. Yeah, so I think if any young person listening to us, this is a clear message to the young people. Nobody should coerce you, or nobody should pressure you. Nobody should be able to control you into something at the end of the day you will not be able to support, because the person that is telling you to do that, look at their life, where their life is headed before you follow them. So it is not about big ball. It is not about big ball. I remember this big ball thing when we were coming up. Although we used to go to club, but one thing I said I never was, I never used to drink, no matter what. We will go, if we need to make a contribution, we will make some contribution, and they will buy their liquor. But for me, I don't drink. So anything that I think it is sweet, like juice, that will be my own drink. And at the end of the day, some of them will be coming home drunk, their phone will lose, everything will be something on them. Maybe they will take everything from them because they are drunk. But I will come home safely and sound. So that's just how it is. It does not mean that you cannot go to entertainment area, you cannot go to club, you cannot go to enjoy yourself, but take precaution. Nobody should coerce you into something at the end of the day you will regret. So taking in drugs does not mean you are addicted, but when you reach a level where you can control your desire or your appetite for the drug, then you are addicted. There when our family will reject you, because imagine you will come to the house, if you see something that is nobody around, you take it and go sell it because you want to go and buy something and take in. Then once your family get to know, oh boy, Paul was here, John was here, John was here when this thing happened, and the news started to spread that you are taking in drugs. Nobody will want to come around you, and everybody will be afraid of you. That's how you now become isolated from society. Everybody start running away from you, and it is very bad. It is very, very bad. So, Lawrence, okay, all right, all right. I think we are not getting Lawrence. We are not getting Lawrence. We are not getting Lawrence. Okay. So that is the definition. We are talking about drug abuse, and drug addiction. So every young Liberian, we need to take precaution. We need to take precaution. So, Lawrence, you can get me now, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I think we have made justice to that already. The definition of drug abuse or abuse, and we talk about addiction as well. So I think we have done justice to that. Do you have any other thing before we go to the next discussion?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
We
go
talk
ahead.
about addiction that has to do with some of the problems associated with trust abuse. And then we also had tolerance, we had dependency. So these are all problems associated with drugs abuse.
I think that would be on the effect. We are not coming to. Yeah,
Okay.
it will be. Yeah, it will be the it will be for the effect what it takes. So our main focus is that our listener or the young people should know what is drugs. We said there
Mm,
are some drugs that are good. Yes, doctor will tell you how to take it. If you are sick, if they diagnose you and they get to know that this drug can treat you, but there are other drugs also that will not be meant for your body, but maybe the pleasure for which you want to take that, then it become, illicit drug or illegal drugs because doctor has not given you any prescription, or you are just consuming it because of certain target or purpose you want to meet, and that is not okay. That is just abuse. When you get used to it, where you can live, it become addiction. So
mm.
this is what we want you to know. Then let's look at the next aspect of it. What's the next aspect? We talk about the victim, right? We talk about the victims of drug abuse. Yes, we already know in our society, like Lauren said, most time those you will see on the street, we call them Dogo. We normally think that they are the only victim because they are on the street and they don't have place to go, nobody to take care of them. So we just consider them as victim. But I want us to look at it holistically. Now, not just looking at, let's say, those guys on the street or those young girls on the street. Let's look at some aspect. Let's say you are this kind of person in the house. You always, oh,
Yeah,
Hannah, okay, you are a nurse. Can we consider alcohol to be drug?
sure.
Okay, let's say you can drink and you will drink, you get drunk. At the end of the day, you come home, you are beating or abusing your wife at home, you can smoke, and you get so high and you came home, you are insulting or beating or let's say insulting everybody, beating people, any person that come around you, you are insulting them. So that can also be an addiction, and you can also be a victim of drug abuse because you are smoking, and the only result you can get out of smoking is to come home and beat somebody or insult somebody. So it is not only about the Zogos that we all know, or however way we can describe them, or disadvantaged youth, we call them, whatever way you can call them. But it is not only limited to them. Anybody, I believe, anybody can be a victim of drug abuse. So not only those disadvantaged youth or less privileged youth we have in our society today, they are going up and down. Some of them are coming from good background, some of them are coming from poor background, some of them were influenced by other people. But I believe anybody can be a victim. Not only those that are in dirty clothes, but even clean clothes people. Some of them are victims. Lawrence, do you have anything to say about that?
Like you rightly said, anyone can be victim of drugs. For the father, those who have been addicted to drugs, they themselves are also victim of drugs.
Mhm.
And then those who are victim of who are addicted to drugs, that are taking drugs, and the outcome of their behavior affect a person who is not a taker of drugs. So
Mhm.
definitely that person to become victim of drugs. For the
Mhm.
father, if a person is addicted to drugs, who is a drugs addict, and then you as a person going about your normal businesses, like for instance, those who they hijack in the night,
Yeah.
those who they hijack in the night and harm them by the father, to starving a person. So
Yeah.
definitely that person become victim of drugs. For the father who is addicted to the drugs, if they were in their right mind, they won't look at anyone to starve them, to harm them, to hijack them because they want to go and support their habit. So for that reason, our society, our society at large have become victim because
Mhm.
the fact that everyone in our various schools, because for the fact that if one person want a child who for background, because some of these things their parents don't know about it,
Mhm.
they get along by peer pressure, and then you send a person to school. It happen in schools, high schools, university. You send a person who is in school, and then start to meet up with one or two friends. For that father, they are getting along. Everyone has their own way of doing things. Maybe somebody among them, and taking in drugs, and then maybe say, "Oh, but man, you gotta go flex, you gotta go flex."
Mhm.
So when you go, the person introduce you to drugs. When they introduce you to drugs, you start to take in drugs, and you get addicted to it. So for the father, that person who introduce you know how they can support their habit, but you just getting into it, you don't know your way out. So you want to find way by all means to support your own habit. So for the father, when you get along, you start to do things out of the way, and for that reason, you go back in your own community and start from there. But even in your own home, you start to pick quests, you start to get things from your parents under cover.
Mhm.
You start it start to affect your own house
Mhm.
as a whole before going out. So for instance, most of them when they start in the house, they start to take things out bit by bit. When they are thrown out, they get wet. They say, okay, but they say, put me out. Let me just go in the street now and then end it there. Where you find most of
Mhm.
these young people. For the initial stage, because I think you can arrest it from the initial stage when it's just beginning. But when it get out of hand, you cannot cope with it any longer. The person go wild and they start to do things out of the way. So our society have been affected. We are all victims, and I think we need to work hard to see how best we can spread these messages around with young people, encouraging them, talking to them like we are doing. It's very important.
Okay. So, Hannah, we get to you. Hannah, are you there? Do you have any contribution to that? All right.
Let's proceed. Let's proceed.
All right. All right. So I think Lawrence made a very striking point right there. I'm not saying just victim, they are not just the people taking the drugs, right? They are also you and me. So we need to understand that the people taking drugs or the young people taking drugs, they are not just to be uh viewed as just harming themselves. Because in Liberia, normally when we see those guys, we can say, see this one finish, see this one finish, just finish with this one. We are when they pointing fingers, we are pointing fingers, but Lauren kind of take, I mean, look up, look at what happened to, I don't know, you say Stephen Tower essay or Banamve, something like that. Where this lady, I mean, was let's say, stabbed to death it's 2 in the morning when I don't know, she was going to buy something. They wanted to check her purse and she couldn't give it. Look at that. Somebody who is a mother of children and also a family head, just for somebody to go and support their habit, they got to take that life that was so precious to more than people or a whole household. So they are not only the victim. So most time when we are just looking at them or as the victim, I think we are getting it wrong. Because take for instance, if I am coming in the night, the man has taken his drugs, he is addicted to it, but I have the fear in me that he will come to me and take my phone. So definitely he's not only the one that is in danger, my life too is in danger. Although we are not all taking drugs, but at the end of the day, we all become victim one way or the other. So it's not only that because a man is taking drugs, so he will die on the street or they will beat him on the street. He will go. No, that man can also come and join you join on you in the night, or let's say try to take something from you by force. If you don't agree, he has everything that it takes to either lessen your power or harm you or take your life. So it's not only about they being a victim. We ourselves too, we are victim, and this is the reason why every community should be highlighted. Because if you are seeing this kind of thing in the community and you are just pointing finger that woman or that is neighbor's son or that neighbor's son or that neighbor daughter, you are making it worse. Because that neighbor's son you are just pointing at, you are not looking at your children too. Because that neighbor's son can come and what and cause problem for you, also cause problem for your son or for your daughter, or even be able to manipulate your children. So we all are not taking in drug, but we can all become victim. So we shouldn't just look at them. We should also help them while we are spreading the message. We are encouraging them. We should also do everything possible to have our community safe from these kind of things that we normally experience in the community. Some of the community you go there, there are ghettos all around the place. And in fact, some of the community you have the base of these guys, they are there. When something happens, the community will go there and want to meet with their big person. We shouldn't be encouraging these kind of things. The community should stand strong to make sure stand against these kind of things. If you will allow the community to be like a zone for crime or something that will come back and hurt the community, then I think you are not doing well for even the young ones that are growing up. So I think this is a message for the community too. If there's something like that in your community, try to involve the police or involve the DEA or put yourself together as a community and discourage that. It shouldn't be a place where when your pilots they say they'll go to their base. They'll go to their base. They imagine the guys can't have their base and nothing good in that base. When they take your phone, they carry there. You go there, you may not even get it, or they may even tell you give money, you give him money, you will not get it. So these things shouldn't be encouraged. So we shouldn't just be pointing finger. We shouldn't be pointing finger. If we are pointing fingers, that finger we are pointing, it is also coming back to us.
And just to add up, there are one thing we are not taking into consideration. I I get to understand that there are a lot of rehabilitation centers that are around. That is fine. That is okay to rehabilitate young people who are being addicted to drugs. But on the other hand, they also have a long-term health impact for the fact that if a person who have been addicted to drugs for a very long period of time, and then you carry them to a rehab center, you try to rehabilitate them into society without looking at the health impact of that person, because once you are addicted to drugs, you are taking in drugs. They are part of your body that you should know that by what cost you're gonna experience some problem. Like for
Yeah,
instance,
of course.
your
Yes,
liver,
yes.
your kidney, your heart, and all of that,
Mhm.
and even cancer. So drugs addiction have long, long term, long
Effect.
term impact and effects on a person. So not just to then take people to rehabilitation centers and then have good medical check to know, because if you rehabilitate the man, fine, the man come into society 1 or 2 years, or in 6 months and years, the person die because condition.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be taking drugs any longer, but they have a long-term effect within them
Mm-hmm.
that they are carrying. So we should also look at that as well. So those rehabilitation centers, those medical practitioners that are there should also take into consideration to see how best when you rehabilitating a person, you have to know their status, their medical status, and as well.
Yeah, I think you are. I think that is also on the effects. The effects. So we have discussed that also. The effect of drugs addiction or abuse normally it's not just about the person being a failure in society, but we look at medical issues because most time you will see that even our students that you were talking about them, they believe that when you take in drugs, you will be smart, you will be smart, you will be this, you will be open. So at the end of the day, you will go and take in drug, and your attitude on campus now will start affecting your academic performance. Even your behavior will now start to hinder the student. I mean the administration. At the end of the day, they will either give you NT error, and you might likely drop from school and start the street life. So I think there are so many effects, being medical, being rejection, being let's say abandoned by your parents, or being at risk or in danger. Yeah, all these things, these are the effects because you a drug addict, nobody will take you serious. In fact, if they are beating you somewhere, nobody will even come and say, oh, leave this brother, leave their brother. They may even want to kill you because the society already have grudge for you. What you are doing to them, it is not good. So I mean, we really, really need to carry on the education in schools, all those things. I mean, community. I mean, we really, really need to work out seriously. And also looking at the medical aspect. Imagine you are smoking, and doctor will tell you, say, when you smoke, you will get this, you will get that. Then don't take in drugs. You take in this kind of drug, you will get kidney problem, you will get heart problem, and you are ignoring all of these things. You just keep on being addicted to the drug. At the end of the day, even if they take you for rehabilitation, they might carry years, you will start growing, your flesh or your muscle will start growing, but something is killing you inside that maybe the doctor may not even want to tell you. what is happening to you that you have kidney failure. Yes, at the end of the day, like you rightly said, after they are taking you from the rehabilitation center, maybe few months or few years, people only hear that, oh, you die. So there are so many effects. So I think these are some of the effects. Society will reject you. Society will be against you. I mean, you will be at war. Your life will be in danger. Your life will be in danger. And that life you have will not be 100% guaranteed. Because these days, when I mean you can only hear, oh, the kid 1 or 2 Zogo on his out, nobody go in there. In fact, when they see your body on the quota, they will be saying, "Thank God, thank God." They're not going to cry for you. It means your entire life is just worthless. Nothing you got to contribute to society, and at the end of the day, they don't have anything to offer you. But rather, they pray that something bad should happen to you. So these are some of the effects, like you rightly said: heart attack, diseases, HIV. Yes, chronic diseases or sicknesses. Look at some of these guys. They have some scars on them. People beat them. You see their legs are all swelled up. You see they are, all on their bodies. So many things, so many sickness that is involved because you are now taking care of yourself, and nobody will do that for you. So I think these are some of the effects. And the greater effect has on society is that you will harm society badly and so much regrettably because you go, let's say you go and kill somebody and that person is a heir of a household. You have just put that particular household into serious problem because they won't have head, they won't have somebody to support them, they won't have somebody to feed them or sustain them. So these are some of the things. And our message to you, the young people, whether you are following us on Facebook or you are watching our video, what we got to tell you is that you have something good to offer for society, for yourself, for your family, and for society at large. So the best you can do is do everything possible and live a life that is worthy. Hannah, are you there?
I'm there.
Hello? All right. So now we're done with the effect, we're done with the causes, some of the causes of drug abuse, drug addiction. We normally see people bringing in drugs in the country, and sometimes they say it is a government. The government is the one that is allowing the people to import drugs importation, all those things. People are using it for to make themselves rich because it is let's say an expensive product or commodity. So people are just using it to make money, and it is destroying our society. People blame the government, people blame the victim, people also blame society. So what do you think might be the cause of drugs addiction or drugs abuse? We are
Basically,
yeah.
basically, we I would say sometimes some of these things occur from peer pressure and maybe
Okay.
upbringing. Peer pressure and upbringing. Let's look at peer pressure. Let's look at the peer pressure aspect. For one fact, maybe I'm a child I raised in a home, and my parents. Sometimes most of these behavior, we don't see our parents doing them, but when we get out, we get attached to some friends who even their parents are not into those kind of acts, but their behavior, their habits that they exhibit, and then they start to implement them. So with that, you find out that a person become carried away by pleasure things, wherein you want to
Mhm.
go out, you want to meet up with friends, you want to flex, you want to have good times, but not the proper way. So and you try to to live and adapt certain system where you find your friends going to club, smoking, drinking, and then you become you become attached to this behavior, and
Of
then you
course.
start to implement them. You start to do it. You start to follow things. Start to follow footsteps of others who, because you see them doing. You want to fit in society. So play peer pressure are one of these things that we have to look at. Also, upbringing. Some There are a lot of parents who upbringing of their children is in different dimension, wherein you sending your child to go buy cigarette, you sending the child to go
Mhm.
buy liquor,
Liquor.
you sending the child to go out, do these things. And once the child seeing you doing it, you send your child to go buy liquor. If you bring the child bring the liquor, you drink the liquor in front of the child. Then you taste more, you
Mm-hmm.
say, put it in the child more, the child taste it. And
Or carry the battle.
carry the bottle
They
back.
carry the
So
knife,
all of
isn't
these
it?
things, and children learn by seeing and doing. So
Yes.
when they start to grow up, they want to do these things. They want to see, oh, my pa or my mother used to send me to buy
Bye.
kinju. So let me taste kin. Let me go buy kinju today. Myself taste it 1 or 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
They start to get addicted to it. So I think peer pressure and upbringing are are some of the reason most of our young people, our young children today have become victim of drugs abuse. So from that standpoint,
Okay.
peer pressure and upbringing.
But normally we hear people saying, is the government that is allowing the people, I mean, drugs importers to bring drugs in the country, and that's the cause. In fact, the government should be able to put mechanism into place when it comes to our borders, the immigrations, the airport, the port, all those places should be well secure, making sure that they are doing thorough check for drug trafficking or drug trafficker. Many times we see Liberians are blaming the government. So, what do you have anything to say in that aspect? All right. So these are some of the cause as we Liberian believe that the government is the one that is allowing drugs importers to come into the country and do their business and do their normal businesses. So at the end of the day, they will have their way through the port, through the airport, through our borders, and immigration will not do anything. I mean, this trafficker will bring the drugs to our country and then become selling it with big hands behind them, with the belief that nobody can do anything to them. So, uh, I don't know what you have to say in that aspect, Lawrence.
Yes. Basically, our security sector have a lot of work to do to make sure that our borders are well protected, because I've been traveling to this border. Like the last time I left, I went Sierra Leone. During that trip, I got to understand that our security sector is those who are assigned to this very border. They don't really do proper check. From my own observation, they don't really properly check. So maybe a person come, basically what they're there for, they just want to know what are you, and and they look in the car and open the hood and see the load and close it back. That's not check. You have
Hmm.
to do check to know what is entering into the country and what is leaving.
Hmm.
And sometimes sometimes I stand to be corrected. They do proper. Sometimes they properly check and they are compromised. While properly checking, they are also compromised in a sense. Some of them are brave because if
Mm.
I'm leaving and I know that I got something that once they check my bag and they see I will go to jail for that, and I know I got money, a huge amount of money on me, and they will try to make their way, talk to the officer, and then bribe them to get out. So that is wrong. We cannot be fighting and advocating against drugs abuse. Then then we have free entry and free flow of drugs into the country. That is wrong. We have to make sure our various borders are well intact and then check properly things that are coming into the country and things that are leaving. So with that, because all the importer want to do, they just want to enter. Once they enter, they're going to get the young people who are so eager to go and sell. So once the importer bring in the drugs, the first target the hierarchies, those hierarchies that are up there who are also particular of this drugs issue, they get their own share, get their portion, and then they get to the local man who cannot afford.
Mm.
Will get a dealer who will start to sell from various gaps, going to the various places and then selling.
Have you have
With
you
that,
have you taken have you taken note of the current trend of the DEA? Because these days we see them, they are in our own Liberian way, they are really doing well in terms of discovering drugs or erasing drugs addicts, though I mean that's
ye-
a drugs importer, all these things.
ye-
So have you observed that?
yes, yes, of course, but you cannot praise them yet. You
Okay.
cannot praise them 100% yet because they are system. The whole drugs issue they are system that have been set up. So it is true that they are working, they are doing extremely well. While they have uncovered some drugs, we have to acknowledge that we have to give them the flower. But in other words, we are not going to praise them 100% because we want to eradicate it. We want it to be total, the country to be totally free of drugs, and that's our goal. That's the goal we are pushing. So it is true they are doing extremely well, but we cannot rely on that to say okay, let's see. We have to keep their feet burning so that they will do more because
Yeah, but more people are saying that they are only uncovering, doing arrests, but we are not hearing what actually is being implemented. Like what will be done to those that are involved in the act? Is it just to carry them and send them to the prison? 1 or 2 days, you see them out, all these things.
that's what I'm saying. Because of the system, you a person will be arrested here today for drugs abuse, and then they go to prison after 1 or 2 days. You see them out because there are hierarchies. Those hierarchy have agent everywhere that they are being informed. They are receiving information. So you have to start from the hierarchies. There are top hierarchies. Draws. Sometimes when you witness some of these draws and they draws movies, and it's just reality of how people trade draws, how they
Mm-hmm.
move around, how they do things.
Mm-hmm.
And once you are into a draws game, then is a dirty game because you have to those buyers and those who are selling, they are all clique. They are all people who are key factor, who are playing key role. So you have to start from the hierarchy upward. Firstly, making sure that the various borders are well protected, and then they started doing, taking drugs test. I think it was necessary that
Yes.
those government officials started doing taking drugs test. But
Mm-hmm.
how guaranteed it is that they are actually taking, drugs test to
Mm-hmm.
prove. So it's just on the surface for people to see and say, oh yeah, it do it. But taking it and so you can go and take drugs test, and then result, the actual result cannot come out.
Okay.
Library is very deep. Their system, there are a lot of things
Mhm.
interplaying. So
Okay.
we cannot just say we should praise them 100%. I hope people from the LDA are, maybe some of them may watch this conversation and have their own input to see how best they can, capture some of these points that we are raising, some of these factors.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you so much. So now we are on a prevention and recommendation. I think you are, if you are following us, again, this is a Liberia sexual and gender-based violence awareness movement, and awareness movement that is purposely on making our society a society that is okay for each and every one of us, whether we are a proper state prevention for those of us that have plan for the future. And drug addiction is just our worst enemy or our worst nightmare. So if we are to fight anything that must serve as a threat to our destiny or our future or our progress as young people, drugs should be our primary priority, because we see that it is very dangerous for us, no matter the state we have found ourselves in, whether we are just used to it or getting used to it, or we are addicted to it, or there are other mechanisms that is being put in place to take us out. Society is doing best for us so that our life can be revived again as a society and as young people. So we are giving you these few preventions so that at least you will be able to to get yourself out of it. Or if you are going through rehabilitation, you also need to take serious some of these prevention. And if somebody is luring you into it or trying to put you into it, also listen to some of the prevention. If somebody wants you to do something or take in anything that you think will not be comfortable for your body, it's better you cut friendship with such a person. Cut friendship with them. It's not, let's say, it's not everyone that can be b-boy or b-girl. We see most of these young people, they are smoking shisha, they are smoking this other one. They will go for party and everybody is smoking shisha and they feel that they are big girl. While doctors are making sure that they give us the advice that we need, the precaution that we need, that these kind of things are not good for our health, but young people are involved into it, and with no regret or without being remorseful, without even being conscious of their own health, they are all into it. So I think it is hard time that you let maybe somebody know if you are into it. Let somebody know. You can let your parent know. Oh, I've been taking in this thing, oh, but I think it's correct for me or right for me. They will not reject you. They will not reject you unless that it reach to the point where you will not want to tell them and it become worse, then they reject you. It better you tell them, then they help you in the process, then for you to keep quiet and you have that friend that is always carrying you and destroying your life or your health or your future. So let somebody know about it. Let somebody know about it. We have made a lot of recommendation. Our borders should be protected, and the DEA is doing well, but they just need to do more than that. We want to hear what is happening to somebody that is a drug trafficker. Then when we read in the magazine or the newspaper that somebody was caught with huge quantity of drugs and the person has been in prison for lifetime, good. Then we can be happy that something good is happening. Or we hear that somebody was apprehended with huge quantity of drugs and the person has been sentenced to jail for 50 years, 60 years. These are things we want to hear. We want to see action, not just arresting drugs and displaying on social media to show to the Liberians that you are doing well, you are fighting drugs. No, we want to see action. We want to see implementation. There should be a law. There should be a court that should fast track some of these cases. Let's say drugs. The same way we were very active on rape issues, I think we need to do that with drugs, as it has also been declared as an emergency in other countries. We can do that in Liberia and make sure that we see perpetrators, violators going behind bar. That this we want to hear. These are some of the things we want to read in the newspaper. I think somebody was sentenced for 50 years. Somebody was sentenced for a lifetime. Somebody was sentenced for this kind of year. Then we will say yes, it is happening because it will serve as deterrence to others that want to get involved into that. And those, I mean, young guys that are on the street, that have been victim already, the government or the police shouldn't just be thinking that beating them on the street will solve the problem. No, I don't just think about beating them or running behind them, beating them all over the place will stop that. It won't stop anything. We need serious rehabilitation for the young people. And like Makodi said, not only rehabilitation, but there should be a proper diagnosis and proper check. Yes, there should be their medical status. They should be sure of it. And our government doing drug tests, we commend that, but I think it should be more than just doing drug tests. It should be all leaders of this country should speak against it. They should have something to say about it and discourage the act. But if we see it as a trade that is bringing money, that is making somebody rich, then I think we are not fighting anything at all. So these are some of the preventions young people you need to take. Don't let anybody get you involved into drugs abuse or drugs addiction that you will later regret. Drugs cannot make you smart. Young people just cannot make you smart. Don't let anybody tell you say when you take it you can be open, you can be smart, you can be sharp. Don't be sharp, because when you be too sharp you will hurt. Anything that is sharp can cut something. So don't be sharp. For being sharp you want to go and take drugs, or for being smart you want to go and take drugs. Drugs cannot make you smart. It rather worsen your entire learning process. So I think these are some of the things we have to say to you today, and as our responsibility, as something we have found interest into, to make sure to have a free society, a fair society, a society free of violence, a society free of stress, trauma. We need to we need to we need to work on ourselves, and we will not get tired talking about these things. As young people, we will not get tired advising you as young people. Yes, it is our responsibility to do that because we see it as a danger and a threat for our future. Lawrence.
Thank you,
Yes,
Eric.
I'm here.
Okay, Hannah, you are there, right?
Yeah, yeah, I'm there.
Okay, so let's just hear your parting comments. Then we can leave it with Lawrence and Lawrence can close up.
Okay, for the prevention of drugs abuse, so my understanding, like you say, it starts with the parents.
Okay.
The drugs, including tobacco and alcohol, are easily available to children and adolescents. So, as a parent, you have a major impact on your child's decision not to use drugs. So, parents, you yourself, you can help to prevent drugs. So, the prevention starts when your child when you start to talk with your child and listening to your child. You help your child to make a good decision and make good friends. See, so parents are very powerful. Parents are powerful. They are the strongest influence that children have. So there is no guarantee that your child will not use drugs, but drugs use is much less likely to happen to you. But providing guidance and clear rules about not using drugs, so parents can spend some time with your children, advising them the kind of friends they follow and things. So I see are some of the preventions. So parents to play key roles too in preventing of drugs. Are we there?
Yeah, we are getting you clear. Very clear.
Okay. So the parents to play major roles too in preventing drugs.
Good.
Yeah, we can proceed.
Okay, I think now in we after we had a single push, then we now have a new regime. We got zooming, and that's a new job. That's a new job I'm hearing. It is in the country called zooming. So as soon as you take
Yeah,
it walking like zooming, yeah. When you see somebody walking like zooming, it means something is happening. Yeah. Oh God, help our society seriously. From push now we come to zooming. From push to zooming. So, and whatever job it might be, I think we really need to work out. To really need to work out. Zooming will know the next one. If we are not taking precaution, the next one that will come, we will have another need. From push now we got zombie. Zombie. Imagine that. Imagine you taking zombie and you working as zombie. You can't even understand your life. Yeah, we God should help our society, and as young people who wants to see the best in society, we should just keep on with our work as activists or advocates, and also agent of society and change all those things. We should just we should do our best. We should do our best as well. So Lawrence, it's up to you.
Lauren, you are muted. Oh.
Lawrence, we are not getting you.
We were,
It seems like he's muted.
thank you
Yeah,
very
he's
much,
speaking.
Eric. Thank you very much, Eric. And Hannah, Abbott, we want to say thanks to all of our viewers, those who are following our live, and also want to say thank you to our CEO, Javina Koo, who has always given us this opportunity to discuss these important issues that is affecting our society. My parting comment is to encourage all young to desist from the attitude of trust because it is not good for our society. It destroys the life of young people. So you as a young person, I think you have an important role to play in society other than being addicted to drugs. We see you as human, but we also see you as a person who who have separated themselves from society because once you are into drugs, society can incorporate you. So you have to desist and find yourself find yourself placed within your society. Also to our government, we want to tell you to please carry on your implementation. Let your implementation have full impact as it relates to eradicating the drugs aspect, the LDA, they are doing extremely well, and we encourage them. Hope someone is watching from the LDA angle who will use this live screen as a means of educating young people. So we are all young people. If we can come out to discuss issues like this to have our society well designed, wherein young people will have meaningful impact. So we say thank you for watching, and we say thank you to all of our follower, our listener. We hope to be drawn anytime soon on different topics as they relate to sexual, gender-based violence and abuse. So we thank you very much for joining us.